How's it going, everybody, and welcome to the latest episode of Schmoedown Central. I'm your host, Brad Thomas, breaking down the week that was in the movie trivia Schmoedown. We got two big team matches happening this week, plus the Anarchy Team announcement, so we're going to break that all down. But first, let's get into Tuesday's match between the Only Stupid Answers and the Scream Queens. So we had Only Stupid Answers taking on the Scream Queens. Scream Queens come in with the 1-0 record, looking to improve to 2-0. Meanwhile, Only Stupid Answers, they come in with the 1-1 record, coming off a knockout victory over the Wildberries. Round number 1 was both struggles and triumphs for both members of each team. On the lower end of things, Sam and Kaylin, they each only go 2 for 8, not their best round, but meanwhile, DJ goes 5 for 8 for a solid round on his part, but Haley was the big standout here, going 7 for 8 in that first round, giving the Scream Queens the 9-7 lead after round 1. In round number 2, the Scream Queens were up first. They get the category of Nicole Kidman, decide to stick with that category, and it paid off immensely for them as they go 5 for 8, getting a possible 10 out of 12 points, a very impressive round. They did, however, give up a 1-point steal on the fourth question, but it did lead to the Scream Queens leading 19-8 midway through round number 2. Only Stupid Answers was up next, and they get the category of new releases, and they had some ground to make up, but they did a solid job at doing so. They go 6 for 6, get a possible 9 out of 12 points, not giving the Scream Queens a chance to steal whatsoever, which only gave the Scream Queens a 2-point lead heading into round 3 by the score of 19-17. Round 3 was up, Only Stupid Answers, they were up first, and Sam deciding to go with the category of new releases, and a slight mistake on his part as he can't find the exact pronunciation of Timothée Chalamet's name, unfortunately getting that one incorrect. So DJ was up with the category of action adventure, and he finds that correct answer to send it back to the Scream Queens, avoiding that TKO. Scream Queens up with their first question in the category of Sandra Bullock, Haley deciding to take that question on, and she does so with ease, getting that one correct, forcing Only Stupid Answers to answer their third question, their 5-pointer in the category of Julia Roberts movies. They took a wild guess at it, but unfortunately get that one incorrect as the Scream Queens win 21-20. With the win, the Scream Queens improved to 2-0. Meanwhile, Only Stupid Answers, they now fall to 1-2 with the one knockout. As a team, the Scream Queens go 15 for 23 for 65%. Meanwhile, Only Stupid Answers, they go 14 for 25 for 56% for questions their team was personally asked. As for on the individual side of things, Haley, she led the way, going 8 for 9 for 89%. Meanwhile, her partner, Kaylin, she only goes 2 for 8 for 25%. On the other side of things, Only Stupid Answers, well, DJ, he goes 6 for 9 for 67%, and Sam, he goes 2 for 9 for 22%. So Scream Queens, they maybe want to take on the Wildberries or potentially the Shirewolves. I think this one was recorded quite a while ago, judging from the posters behind both Christian and Ken, but they still want to take on the Shirewolves. We'll see if that can go down depending on the result. That happened on Friday, which I'll get to in just a moment. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but regardless, the Anarchy tournament is on the way, so we'll have to see who each of the competitors gets paired with, if they're even involved in it. We'll have to wait and see exactly what teams kind of come to fruition and are formed, which I'll get to, of course, in just a moment as well. But as for Only Stupid Answers, maybe we want to rematch with the Wildberries. Everyone wants the Wildberries. Christian also mentioning that maybe Kingsman and some other teams. We'll have to see. There's a fun, enjoyable team, and I would be down for a rematch against the Wildberries, see if they can settle that score, of course, the Wildberries part of things. But let's get into Friday's number 1 contender team match. So on Friday, we had the Shirewolves taking on World's Finest. World's Finest coming in with the 2-0 record, one knockout, ranked number 3, while the Shirewolves, they come with the 2-0 record, ranked number 2. Round number 1, nobody had a bad round. It was just filled with a couple of great rounds. Winston on the lower side of things, he goes 4 for 8. Eric, his partner, going 6 for 8. But the story was the Shirewolves in round number 1, both Clark and Rachel, each going 7 for 8 to give the Shirewolves a 4-point lead heading into round 2 by a score of 14-10. Shirewolves were up first in round 2. They spin the category of Oscar movies, a big strength of Rachel Cushing's, and they have a solid round. They go 4 for 6, getting a possible 8 out of 12 points. They did, though, give up a 1-point steal on question number 6, but it still gave the Shirewolves a solid lead by a score of 22-11 midway through round 2. World's Finest need to put some points up on the board, and they spin the category of comic book movies, one of their big strengths. And they play catch-up mode and go 5 for 6, getting a possible 8 out of 12 points, and also giving up a 1-point steal on question number 2. This, though, was the type of round that they needed, as they kept that gap to 4 points, heading into round 3 as the Shirewolves lead 23-19. And in round 3, World's Finest up first, needing to make up a little bit of ground. Winston deciding to take the category of rom-coms, and cannot get the correct answer on that one, forcing Eric to answer the 3-point question in the category of comic book movies, one of their strengths, but again falter and can't find the correct answer, forcing them to hit their 5-point question 3, with the category of dramas, and again cannot do so, getting the question incorrect. Can't find the answer of Canada, my home country, as the Shirewolves win 23-19 via TKO. With the victory, the Shirewolves now get the #1 contender spot, improve to 3-0 with 1 knockout, while World's Finest they fall to 2-1 with 1 knockout. As a team, the Shirewolves go 18 for 22 for 82%, while World's Finest they go 15 for 25 for 60%. On the individual side of things, Clark and Rachel leading the way, each going 7 for 8 for 88%. World's Finest, on the other hand, Eric, he goes 6 for 9 for 67%, while Winston going 4 for 9 for 44%. So with World's Finest loss, well, Winston, he has some other plans. He wants to potentially use the Patreon for those types of niche matches for a black movie trivia Schmoedown, challenging Jay Washington to that one. We'll see if that does go down. It would be an interesting match, to say the least. I mean, these are two big personalities, like to talk on the mic, lots of smack talk happening, and I'd be interested to see it. I think it'd just be a fun match. Nonetheless, as an exhibition match, so if you want to see those exhibition matches, of course, sign up for the Patreon. But the big story was Shirewolves get the victory. They get that #1 contender spot, and Brianne Chandler decides she's going to use her free-for-all ballot to pretty much guarantee that a female ends up getting a belt, which is an awesome opportunity for that to go down. We'll see who her partner is. Is it going to be Kalinowski? Who exactly is her partner going to be? Does she maybe use her old partner, Stacey Howard? Does she just pick a name out of a hat? Who knows what's actually going to happen? But we'll have to find that out at a later date. But whatever the case may be, let's break down some of these new Anarchy teams and preview what's to come next week. So we had Thad Williams announcing what teams would be made for the Anarchy tournament. Of course, Mike Kalinowski assisting and making sure everything goes smoothly to his plans. And the first names that were pulled were Matt Nose and William Bibiani, being managed by Emma Fife. Of course, both being a part of the Four Horsemen in their original incarnation. Of course, Emma Fife, not too many dealings with the two, aside from maybe post-game interviews, but it should be an enjoyable team. I think overall, the Beast has kind of eased up, and he's not as crazy as he used to be, so it should be not too much of a chaotic team. I think Emma Fife will be able to keep the team under control. And then comes one of the most interesting teams out there, Mark Riley teaming with Ben Bateman, Tom Dagnino as manager. 3 big personalities a part of this team. Riley and Bateman, will see if their personalities clash, and I don't think Dagnino will be able to handle a feud if it does indeed break out between both Riley and Bateman. But on a knowledge point of view, this could be a very strong team that just maybe doesn't get along. Then we have Devon Stewart teaming up with Brianne Chandler, and Markia McCarty going to be managing this team. Of course, it all depends. If Brianne wins the team titles, then of course she would not be a part of this team. But as it stands today, Devon Stewart teaming with Brianne Chandler, and Markia being the manager. We'll see if Markia and Brianne get along. Of course, Markia now a part of the Viper squad. I think Devon can really get along with anybody, and we'll see how it goes with Brianne. Overall, I don't see too much feuding between partners. I see it more between manager and competitor. Then we have Janine the Machine teaming with Ethan Irwin, Jay Washington being the manager. Janine and Jay will for sure get along, as of course they both are a part of the Viper squad, and I think Ethan Irwin can kind of get along with anybody. He's an easygoing person, and these are 2 people that are up potentially for Rookie of the Year, so that'll be just an interesting part to go along with that. And again, this team could be a real threat to win the tournament, as both competitors have shown great strength throughout their run. Then we have Mike Kalinowski teaming with Chance Ellison, Ken Knapsack as manager, and I know the big speculation is Chance Ellison is that Mark Ellis. I don't believe that is the case. Chance has been competing in many other fan trivia leagues, and if you're familiar with him, he knows quite a bit. This could be a formidable team to team with Mike Kalinowski. And of course you have Ken kind of respecting what Mike Kalinowski has been doing by creating this anarchy and corruption. Then we have Jeff Snyder teaming with Mark and Draco, Roxy Schreier as manager. Again, another very strong team. And also former members of the Lion's Den. Of course, Mark and Draco leaving first, and then Jeff Snyder as of late. Roxy's going to have, I think, a tough time here trying to manage these 2 personalities, and in particular, Jeff Snyder. Then we have potentially one of my favorite teams of the tournament, the Wildberries, sticking together Josh Makuga and Elliot Dewberry, and this time being managed by Ricky Hayberg. You have the former Machinima ETC meets the Wildberries, and this is sure to be the potential most fun team you will see the entire tournament. Just adding Ricky into the mix just sweetens the pot. Then you have Rachel Cushing teaming with Andrew Guy, Robert Meyer Burnett being the manager here, again pending if Rachel wins the team titles. But as of now, this is a highly different team. You have the goody-goody in Rachel Cushing and the heel of all heels in Andrew Guy and Robert Burnett, who screams a lot. So this is a combustible team. I don't know how this team's going to work out together, and I honestly think the team could go far with Rachel being a part of the team and Andrew Guy's performance against Dan Murrell, but the personalities might clash, and we'll have to see what exactly happens here. And I don't know how Robert Burnett will be as a manager. Then you have Winston Marshall teaming with Stacey Howard Coy-Jandreau as manager, and of course, as gets announced later, they will be a part of the live event taking on Dan Murrell and his partner. And I'm not too sure how to feel about this team. I think it's people that can all work together. I don't see too many problems arising from this team. And overall, if they can get past this first round, I think they have a strong future ahead of them, as Stacey's proven to be a serious threat in this league. Then we have newcomer Mark Edward Hewitt teaming with Whitney Seibold. Johnny LaQuaso, of course, managing this team. Again, not too familiar with Mark, but with Johnny as manager, he seems to be on control of a lot of things, make this team work together, and potentially lead them to greatness. Then we have Eric Zipper teaming with rising superstar Haley Fouch, managed by Steele Saunders. I think this team could go far, especially with the likes of Haley Fouch there, and Eric Zipper is proven to be leading the way on World's Finest, and again, we'll see how Steele works out as a manager. No more managers anymore, and we have Scott Mans teaming with Sean Gerber. I don't see really any problems arising here. I think they're two good-hearted, kind people that are just going to bring some energy to the table, and we'll see what they can do in the tournament. Another potential powerhouse team we have here, two esteemed critics with Alonzo Duralde and Matt Atchity. I think this team could be a powerhouse. We'll see how it works out. Alonzo is very intelligent with these things, and Matt Atchity is proven with multiple title attempts for the team belts as a part of MODOK. We'll see how they work together as a team, but I think this could be a serious underdog threat. Then we have Lon Harris teaming with JTE, the Professor teaming with Little Evil. We'll see how it works out for them. I don't think JTE is going to want to be pushed around and taught and talked down to like the Professor sometimes does. We'll see if this team combusts. Then we have the one we've been waiting for, Dan Murrell and his partner, which will be none other than the Outlaw John Roca, a potential super team here. We'll see what they can do if they get past that first round. They're a serious threat here. Dan Murrell's just got to shake off the loss from a singles league, but if he can do that, they could potentially have a nice run towards the team titles. And lastly, we got Drew McWeeny teaming with the Class D1 Clark Wolf, of course, pending the team title potential victory of the Shirewolves. And again, another great super team here. I see both personalities working out well together, don't see much fighting between the teams, and could be a potential powerhouse. So that does it for all the teams there. Let me know your favorite teams in the comment section below. I'm curious to hear all your guys' thoughts on that. So next week on the Schmoedown, we got Inner Geekdom Round 3 action coming at you. Rachel the Crusher Cushion taking on Mara Kanopik on Tuesday. My money's on Rachel in this one, as she just, I think, has a more well-rounded wealth of knowledge, but Mara could come in and steal the victory. She is very impressive in both her matches thus far. And on August 10th, we have the other Round 3 match, Mike Kalinowski taking on Adam Hlave. And again, I think Kalinowski has really proved himself to be a really well-rounded competitor in the Inner Geekdom division, but Adam has improved immensely from match to match. And if he can still study up on some of those weak spots like a Lord of the Rings, like a Hobbit, like Star Trek, Adam could steal away the victory. As for our play of the week, that's got to be the Scream Queens Round 2. Nicole Kidman, they take a chance on the actresses category, which could be a difficult choice to make, but they do not disappoint, going 5 for 6, 10 out of 12 points, the most points scored in a round this week. They did give up a 1-point steal, but it was something they needed to do to put the pressure back on only stupid answers. As for our misplay of the week, that's got to be Sam Basher's miss on his Round 3 question, mispronouncing Timothée Chalamet's name. An unfortunate miss by him. Had he maybe got that, it could have forced the Scream Queens to answer another question, and who knows what the result might have been had that happened. They may not have got their 5-pointer, but again, could have changed the outcome of the match. But as for our player of the week, that's got to go to Haley Fouch. An impressive game from her, going 8 for 9 for questions she was personally asked, and knowing a bulk of the Round 2 questions, as Kaylin points out in her post-game interview. Without Haley in this match, it could have been a different result, and we could be seeing a new victor with the only stupid answers. So that does it for this episode of Schmoedown Central. Let me know your thoughts on everything that went down this week in the comment section below. And let me know your thoughts on our number 1 contenders, what exactly Brand's pick will be for the number 1 contender, what your favorite teams are in the Anarchy thing, who do you think will win the Anarchy tournament, what's the most interesting one, which one do you think will butt heads the most. There's so many questions I could ask just about the whole Anarchy tournament. Let me know those thoughts, of course, in the comment section below. And if you like what you see here, check out my Instagram, Schmoedown Central, because you get to keep up to date with my new series, SC Central Minis, kind of give my quick thoughts on matches as they come out, so you can see them right away on Tuesday, especially because this doesn't come out until like Friday or Saturday. You can see my thoughts on Tuesday's match on Tuesday, so definitely check that out. And like, comment, subscribe here, and follow me on Twitter at 94BreadThomas or at Schmoedown to keep up to date with the world of Schmoedown Central. And until next time, I'll talk to you all next time on Schmoedown Central.